This is the W2 report with Sanji Himura. Here's Sanji.
As we approach December, we remember the person who inspired the W2 report, my grandfather. But before we proceed any further, let us go over the ground rules with Lord Crockett Squirrel.
Rule number 1, beat up the dick. Rule number 2, if you violate rule number 1, I get to be the dick.
Please remember, do not go after anybody we talk about today, because they will make us sad pandas, and we will be forced to disavow any knowledge of your existence. Alright. Now that we said our piece, let us go over the meme of the show with Mr. Lindgren.
Yeah, well, this was a... basically, as soon as I heard what the topic was going to be, it's... turns out the major problem with AI use is that there's just not enough bullying.
Yes.
I know, right?
All right. Before we proceed any further, let's welcome in some comments. And we have the cowboy in today. So
Yesterday, actually.
Yes, but
You are echoing.
oh boy. So, with that out of the way, let's proceed with today's topics. First things first, we have Black Ops 7 being littered with AI slop because your $70 means jack no more.
Okay, so here's the deal on this. This is short, sweet, to the point. They got in Black Ops 6 and Modern Warfare, whatever the fuck it was, here recently. What is it? 5, something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Last year they got away with a little bit of it. This year they said, okay, nobody bitched too loud about this, so we're gonna do it. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again, only more, and we're going to instance it right here in the game. So let's see. What do we got? Oh, we got that batch of 300 artists over there. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're all fired.
No. But we're just gonna steal bits and pieces of your shit so that we can make this one piece of slop over there. It's actually mostly related. It's actually mostly just posters and shit. But I am waiting for the day they decide to use them. They decide to use it for textures.
So they went to
and
the
dynamic 3D models.
Yeah,
that's probably if they do over $1 billion in sales this time.
Expect more of the same.
Just people stop buying Spunk Cargo Wee. Just don't do it.
Speaking of companies that are putting AI first, we also have Krafton.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So
yes. They
shut down the Subnautica 2 devs. Took off with all of their shit. And now they've gone 100% AI. I can imagine what the hell Subnautica 2 will look like once they're done. No, really. I can just imagine.
Yeah, you can pretty much just imagine what's going to happen.
AI first company. This suggests to me that Krafton is going to go up. The tits are about to go up. Shit is about to go down, and it will be a bad day for everybody, including the Subnautica devs who no longer have their IP.
Right.
This is why you don't pull a Bungie and get bought up strictly because somebody wants the IP you're working on. Because that's what happened there with Krafton. That is what happened to Bungie. They didn't give a fly. Microsoft did not give a flying rat fuck about Bungie. They wanted Halo, and that was all they wanted out of the deal. They
Right.
Bungie does make a few more Halo games. Then they put together a little studio over on the side to learn from what they were doing out of devs that they had sent to Bungie. and then when Microsoft sure we'll let you go. You have fun over there. Great. Yeah. The Halo we still own the Halo IP. You guys are free to go. And you can keep your name even. Bye bye. 2 weeks later, they announced a critter called 343 Industries, and you have to wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that even come from? The devs that Microsoft had sent in, they all left the company at the same time. At the same time, the sale was finalized, or the spinoff was finalized. And then that became the core of 343 Industries, having been trained, being the replacements that the originals trained. That was the whole story. It was fun. And I looked at what happened and thought back to about a year earlier, and said, anybody that didn't see that coming
Was a fool.
not paying attention. They weren't. See, too many times you get a bigger company, especially a publisher or other similar beast, that will buy up a development studio or whatever. EA does this all the fucking time. All the time. They buy them so that they can obliterate them and still have the IP left over. So whenever they feel like they want to use it.
Right. I mean, it's a common practice throughout the industry. It's
a common practice not just in this industry. Literature gets the same shit. Scholastic wanted to publish. Must have wanted to publish Harry Potter because 99 times out of 999 times out of 1,000, the publisher will demand the IP when they agree to publish the first one. J.K. Rowling said, "No, we're not doing that." And Scholastic apparently, at some point bent the knee.
Yeah.
They bent the knee and said, "Okay, fine, you can keep it." And that was the smartest move ever for Rowling. Yeah. That was that there. Gets the Not Stupid Award for both. Gets the ultimate Not Stupid Award for both the 20th and the 21st centuries. Because that woman is worth horrifying numbers of millions now.
Yeah.
All riding off the back of licensing Harry Potter.
Yep.
Well, anyone who looks back on the EA with nostalgia doesn't understand that even back when it was privately owned, it was privately owned by an absolute business shark. It's like that guy was absolutely predatory with his deals.
He's a complete frickin' dickhead.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he took being the dick to beyond the logical extreme.
Yeah, it's more along the lines of people know what they're doing, and I forget the fuckwit's name now.
It doesn't matter. I don't remember his name either. What I will tell you is that all of their most beloved IPs they still come out of that time period. Okay, everybody else associates Dragon Age and Mass Effect and Knights of the Old Republic, Baldur's Gate, that sort of shit, they never get associated with EA itself. They're always associated with BioWare. And why? Because nobody wants to admit that EA actually has BioWare by the cojones and has had for a few decades now. Pretty much since its inception, that EA is down to Mass Effect as their only stable property. Not a good thing. Because if this next Mass Effect goes sideways, and they better fucking hope it don't, they're done. Mass Effect 5 will it's looking more and more and more like Mass Effect 5 will actually see the light of day. Might take a while, but it'll see the light of day eventually. And once it does, life is going to get really entertaining really fast. I'm pretty sure their Saudi investors are very interested in seeing how that goes. Don't expect some of the shit that went on before to go on now. To go on with Mass Effect 5. But what I don't expect is it to be as social justice oriented as, I don't know. Dragon Age, the fail hard? Or Dragon Age the fucked hard? Because that's pretty much what Dragon Age was fucked. Not that the Dragon Age series ever really had a clear direction as to what they thought it was. But Inquisition actually did a fairly good job of trying. And then we got Dragon Age 4, which was originally supposed to be a live service, and they finally said, no, we can't do that. We do that and we're going to be boned. Let's do this.
Well,
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, speaking of EA, we also have news that EA is going private in a $55 billion deal that will pay shareholders $210 a share.
Yep, and that means that the current stock price has probably been frozen. And if it hasn't, no matter what you paid for it, you're only getting 210 shares. Period.
Yeah.
Yes, the key takeaways from Chris Daly from CNBC. EA will be acquired by a private investment fund of Saudi Arabia, Silver Lake, and Infinity Partners in an all-cash deal worth $55 billion.
But EA is going to have to take on about $20 billion in debt.
Right.
And that's why everybody was freaking out about Massive Effect 5's potential issues.
Well,
the only thing we do know is they are not going back to Andromeda. Whatever happened to the Ryder clan after that, I don't think we're ever going to find out.
Yeah.
Because they still owe us a bunch of arcs. Quarian and the Turian arcs specifically, although we did find the Asari arc, but it wasn't exactly the best of shape, you know.
Right. Also of note,
right, folks, I actually played that fracking game, and I do not regret having done so.
Also of note, Jared Kushner, who is Donald Trump's son-in-law, is the CEO of one of the companies involved in the investment.
Yes, and that was the reason that the industry sum total decided that it was pissed off. It also pissed off all the normies are going what the fuck ever, and the quote unquote global audience, modern audience, you know, the ones that don't buy games, those people, they're all freaking because Jared Kushner's even is anywhere in the vicinity, to the point that they want him and his wife to they want them flatlined.
Of course.
And it's all because of connection. Oh, why is that? Why is this a problem? These people are nothing butts. 150 trillion %.
Also in the news.
Those
Go
guys
ahead.
have more. One of those critters, one of the little blue-haired, way too overweight species, has more insanity. And just the nail off of just the plastic nail on on a pinky finger than the entire population of serial killers that has ever existed combined.
Right. Now, also in the news, Ubisoft is facing imminent bankruptcy. And according to this poll by dpad.life, Tencent is the most likely candidate to buy out Ubisoft outright.
Yes, because Uber shit didn't do it right. They tried to do a corporate restructure.
They failed.
Yeah. But
All the fail. Eh?
But I will say this: Ubisoft did pad their resources because they split off their most popular IPs into a separate company.
That company's going to go tits up too. If the parent company goes tits up, chances are all of its subsidiaries are going to go with it. And by the way, the subsidiaries they spun off, they put it in the hands of Guillaume's kid. And then if I remember correctly, the primary shareholder for that is in fact Tencent. They own I think they own very close to a controlling interest.
Yes, if not outright.
Well, an absolute controlling interest is 50% plus one share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. As we prepare for.
I have been told also that despite the fact that they have all kinds of they have extreme player numbers for Ask Creed Shadows.
Mhm.
Well, as for Ask Creed Cornrows or no shit roads. That's it. I figured it out. It is taken. It actually was yet another financial loss for Ubercraft.
Right. Speaking of things, it's time for us to go into the Game Awards.
You have fun with the dive. I'll make my comments as I see fit, but I personally do not want to be bringing. I don't want to be one of those people that is there solely for the purposes of the likes of EA and Uber shit. On their only purpose in existence is to drag in Jeff Keighley's fucking machine. He works one day a year and he makes more money than everybody in this city.
Yep.
Think about that. Why are we watching this fucker? I don't know. Why are we giving him anything at all?
Give me a second here.
Okay, say progress. I personally would not give this oxygen. That's me. I'm not the one that's ultimately in charge of the show, but I will tell you right now. So I approve everything in advance. This was not on the list.
Okay.
You think I'm kidding? There's
Yeah.
a conversation to be had here, son.
Yes, there
So
is.
we're going to have that conversation. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Carry on.
Okay. So, our first category of the of the 24-25 Game Awards happens to be Game of the Year. We have Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Okay, let's do this. There are a couple of games that actually deserve it.
Yes.
But we already know the winner.
Oh yeah, Hideo Kojima is gonna win.
No, I don't think he will. I'm pretty sure that Jeff Keighley's gonna bend over backwards, eat out his own ass in an attempt to suck off Nintendo. Okay, Clear Obscure was actually not terrible. Silksong was better. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I checked out Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and found it to be
Meh.
4.
Just more Kingdom Come Deliverance.
The original Kingdom Come Deliverance I found to be insufficient.
Oh.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2
Is worse.
Oh.
Okay. So, out of the nominees, the only one that I would dare say deserves it is Silksong. But on the other hand, too, I feel like Expedition 33 sold well.
Well, it's not a question of whether or not it sold well. It was actually something a little different. And yes, by the way, if you really wanna, you can face tank your way through that game. You might not like it much, but you can in fact face tank that thing. Silksong had its own issues, but at this point I would flip coins on the two. One was interesting, in the way it looked at its systems, and the other one just snuck up out of fucking nowhere and destroyed everything. I would vote for the latter, if only because it pissed everybody the fuck off.
Yeah. Truth be told, I would vote for Expedition 33. But, so, Mr. Len?
Actually, you know what? We had one of the big lefty podcasters who doesn't seem to actually play games. Stating very clearly that Expedition 33 cannot win Game of the Year. My expectation, however, is it's going to go to
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
But I find it more likely it'll go to Donkey Kong. You can pick what you want. I'm not the one doing the clicking, and I don't want it.
I don't know. I've been hearing it might go to Silksong.
Now keep in mind that our votes.
We've got the lefty people saying that Expedition 33 is not allowed to win. Like anything.
So, sheer principle, I'm going to vote for Expedition 33.
Okay. KCD, on the other hand, in my opinion, doesn't deserve it.
It didn't even.
Not because I have some political problem with it, which is what everybody else was about with Clear Obscure. But because it was just garbage. I had enough problems getting KCD1 to actually getting into KCD1. And KCD2 took all of the problems with KCD1 and tripled down on them. That's why I say not KCD2. It doesn't deserve. Not because dude can kiss some other dude. I don't give a flying rat's fuck. Like that did happen sometimes.
Right.
Okay. Not commonly and certainly not publicly, but it did occur. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
I don't give a
It's a very specific.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Oh, God.
On top of that, people like this, they still get to horny, and if they're stuck with nothing but other dudes, they're gonna get somewhere.
Yeah.
This is especially true of the Romans and the
Yeah.
Greeks, well, specifically the Spartans, but the Greeks as a general rule, the Spartans specifically.
All right. Our next category. Best game direction. We have Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghosts of Yote, Hades 2, and Split Fiction.
For game direction, I'd say
I will.
Hades.
You know what? Honestly, if you were going to give this to anybody from this pile, I'm thinking you would. I'm thinking Kojima is probably hands down the most likely to win, and frankly, it's probably okay. Um, if there's anything Hideo Kojima can do, it's direct. Write with crap.
Right.
But
But-
if you take what he has written and turn it into something weird, strange, and annoying, which is actually takes effort. Split Fiction, on the other hand, game was I looked at that game too, as well as Hades too. I haven't seen Ghost. I haven't looked at Ghost of Yote yet. Nobody's actually.
I've heard it's crap.
I heard it was crap. That doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to vote for something based on somebody else's subjective opinion.
Right.
Okay.
But
I've checked out. I saw Hades. I got a chance to play Hades 2 and Split Fiction, and I found them both incredibly lacking. Okay.
yeah, they were weighed in the balances and found wanting.
And but you know what? The analysis itself, when it decided it was going to try and go, it actually just looked back on itself until it discovered that the analysis sum total was 404. The two chicas for Split Fiction, they're fan fiction writers. This thing's an entire that game is nothing but a fan fiction writer. A fan fiction writer's fan fiction about fan fiction writers. It's that bad. One does fantasy, one does science fiction, and they're writing the same shit.
Yeah.
The only thing they're changing is whether or not somebody might potentially have cyberware, or a spell. Maybe one.
Yeah.
Or two. But when it comes down to it, these two characters are way too similar, and they spend most of their interactions, I think, back at one another about how one's an ignorant poser, where the other is just tech obsessed.
Well,
What they forget, what these people forget, and especially the writers for that game, these girls, science fiction and fantasy are bundled together every bloody time. You will, even if you're talking about general literature, you're gonna talking about general literature at a library. You'll find science fiction and fantasy in the same spots, the same as your Barnes and Noble, or whatever bookshop you prefer. Science fiction and fantasy are always lumped together because they're the same thing on opposite ends of a tech tree.
yeah.
And these two don't get it, even at the end of the game. They don't. They don't understand at all. Despite the fact that they're in a sci-fi fanfic of the hell was that called? What was it? Evil Within 2.
Yeah. Well,
Or any one of a billion other instances where we've got people that have where we have the pipples that go into the little couches to have their brains read and don't come back. Not for a long time. These two being stuck together, God. You know what? I'd rather sit through the boss thing. I'd rather spend the next week listening to the boss for a Metal Gear Solid 3 soliloquize nonstop.
Yeah.
Those two fucking great. Hades, not brilliant. It's just the girl. It's just the girl. It's just the sister going back into Hades to smack her brother around her bed. Annoying. On a good day.
Well, truth be told, Hideo Kojima does have a habit of turning shit into gold. So I'm going to be voting for Death Stranding 2 for Best Game Direction. All right, our next category, Best Narrative. We have Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghosts of Yote, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F.
Of those, Silent Hill F actually did have a solid narrative if you were paying the fuck attention. And Claire Obscure doesn't quite meet up. If you take my meaning.
Yeah.
If you pay attention to the environment of Silent Hill F, like any other Silent Hill game, even if you think the name of the town is important, and it's not, it's the look and the feel and the way the environment tells the story just as much as anything else. Silent Hill F was the better game. Death Stranding is narrative go. Kojima doesn't really write that well, and whilst he can direct a turd and turn it into something that sells, it's still a
turd at the end of the day.
It's still a turd. And Silent Hill F, in my opinion, was not.
All right, I think we have consensus. So Silent Hill F gets Best Narrative.
Just so you have this, I wind up looking at probably 2 or 3 or 5 games a week. Sometimes I play at least 2 for the crowd. Silent Hill F is one of the few games I've come back to that I've actually kept playing when I didn't have to. Okay.
Next category, Best Art Direction. Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Silksong.
Again, we're back to your top 3.
So
that's why it's going to get its it's going to get its ending on, even though it's going to upset like 3 people.
Yeah, art direction is basically between Silksong and Hades 2.
You could make the argument for the other 2, for the first 2, Claire Obscure and Death Stranding. Frankly, I think Kojima's already gotten enough oxygen out of this.
Yes.
I was not massively thrilled with Claire Obscure. 82 and Silksong. Silksong actually did better in a lot of ways, even if towards the end the difficulties made for some super jank experience.
Let's see here. So, in my view, it's between two games, Hades 2 and Silksong. Hades 2 carried over a lot of the art direction from the first game, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
It's a cheat sheet. They're copying their own homework.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Silksong happens to be done by two. The first Hollow Knight and Silksong happens to be done by 2 different developers.
Oh.
So.
Well, they're different developers on paper. But if memory serves, the primary developers from Hollow Knight also worked Silksong, including their art director.
Yes, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Hey, F-Cat, what's up, man?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Len, if you want to weigh in, feel free.
Yeah. It's like for art direction, it's like Hades 2 and Silksong are the only ones that have an actual, like,
Art style.
had an actual direction in which they went. Just
Yes,
Yeah,
Hideo,
it's like-
you made. Yes, Hideo, you made a staggering engine. Well done. We need
it's
more
just
than that.
Yotai, Death Stranding, and Clair Obscur just sort of all have just the photorealism attempt at them.
All right,
I will give Hades 2 and Hollow Knight, or in Silksong here, the benefit of they actually had art, as opposed to, yeah. We don't talk about Ghost of Yotei. I don't talk about Ghost of Yotei because I haven't actually played. If
don't
Yeah.
occasions,
talk about
then we'll
Ghost of
have
Yotei.
that's a conversation that can be had.
okay, so
Please send me a copy. You know where to find me.
all right, so we're basically in agreement. It's going to be a coin flip between Hades 2 and Silksong.
No, it's going to be
Essentially.
Silksong because again, Hades copied its homework from Hades 2 copied its homework from the original. Like,
All right.
completely.
All right, so we vote for Silksong.
That's what I said.
All right, next category. Best music. We have Hollow Knight, Silksong, Hades 2, Expedition. We basically have the same categories as the last one. Same games as the last one.
What's that middle one there?
Expedition 33.
Best score in music. Huh.
Oh, that's okay. We have names for music. I don't know, and I don't care.
I have heard none of the soundtracks, so I have no idea.
Okay, so I'm going to say Silksong out of sheer principle because I played the first game, and it was almost a chef's kiss.
I take your word for it.
All right, our next category. Best audio design. This time we have Battlefield 6,
No,
Expedition 33, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotei, and Silent Hill F.
I'll bet you can guess which one I'm going to suggest.
Silent Hill F.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that was a quick category.
Scroll back up there real quick.
Give me a second.
Okay, so yeah, audio design for Silent Hill have pretty much head and shoulders, but about anything else I played.
All right, next category. Best performance. Ben Starr for Expedition 33, Charlie Cox for Expedition 33, Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yotei, Jennifer English for Expedition 33, Kansatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Okay, first off, screw Troy Baker. He wins that shit every year.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
I would
It's
probably go
coming
with
to Nolan North.
Okay, we don't talk about that lady right there. Forget her.
Yeah, forget her.
I think I would probably go with Kato-san.
Yeah,
She was the one, if I remember correctly, she was the one that was playing playing our protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Which it bugs me now that I can't remember that on the moment I can't remember her fracking name. That bothers me.
All right. So,
Oh, and by the way, the other reason to vote for Kato-san is it'll piss off all the other people because Kato-san is not but if I remember correctly, Erica is she's much higher on the progressive stack. That's where we're gonna go with that.
and apparently we have been locked from X. So, what we're going to do is we're going to download all the cards and post them up on X later. Our next category.
Why did X block you? That's the question.
I have no idea. Innovation in accessibility.
Whatever the hell that means.
Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games to be played and enjoyed by even a wider audience. We have Ass Creed Shadows, which we don't talk about.
We can talk about it. You won't want to.
Atom Fall from Rebellion. Doom the Dark Ages by Bethesda. EA Sports FC 26 and South of Midnight.
I've talked about South of Midnight. If I remember right, I don't remember that South of Midnight has had its release date yet. If it has, somebody please correct me now.
I believe it did get released.
But nobody heard about it after that.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Excuse me. Actually, I do give a shit about that one. Somebody give me the release date for South of Midnight.
All right.
And for what it's worth, I have not and will not play EA Sports FC game or any other game of that ilk.
It was actually released on April 8th.
Was it that far back?
Oh wow!
Nobody said shit to me.
Yeah.
Except I caught a couple of critters claiming that it was the best thing since sliced bread. I've seen some others that have said this was the SBI thing where we're going to be the coyote. And that's I think what actually dropped to put the fuck
Yeah,
off.
it got overshadowed by Take Us North.
Truth be told,
I don't know anything about that game.
Atomfall, I don't know anything about it. So my main default in this category would happen to have to be Doom the Dark Ages.
Given the experiences I've had with some of these, the only one I could vote for is Doom the Dark Ages. The only one of these I've actually played. That being said, whilst it was a decent action game, it wasn't a Doom game. That was my entire problem with Doom the Dark Ages. It's a good game. It's a solid piece of work. It just doesn't say Doom to me. But I will still vote for it anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for it.
That pack, that's where I voted.
No, actually, the most inclusive game in there really is EA Sports FC 24 because they are trying their hardest to make sure they rob everybody.
All right. Here's one that we can have a discussion on. Games for Impact.
Just real quick, Len, I entirely agree with your statement. I'm behind that. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Now here's something that we will probably make a protest vote out of. Games for Impact. We have Consume Me, Despolote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonderstop.
The winner is Silk Song because that's the only game that made any impact.
No, there's a couple of others that did. A lot of people thought very highly of Claire Obscure to the degree where it actually got some noms. I'm surprised with that.
Yeah.
I have no. You know the sad part of it is I can't vote this. I can't.
I honestly can't vote for this either.
I can't vote for
Games
any
that
of it.
inspired us to do something. None of these because we've never heard of any of them.
Well, even if I've heard of most of them, I decided quite some time ago that I wasn't going to play them.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm what, almost 8 months late, 7+ months late, even realizing that South of Midnight was out.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how much of an impact it's had.
Yeah.
I heard about it for I heard about it for a couple of days after, surrounding the time that it actually released, and then nothing. I don't even know what their sales numbers look like.
All right. Proceeding on. We have Best Ongoing. Final Fantasy XIV. Fortnite. Helldivers 2. Marvel Rivals. And No Man's Sky.
Honestly,
Probably Helldivers 2.
I'm not a fan of Helldivers 2. I'm not a fan of Fortnite either, but Fortnite's going to be the one that wins this regardless. Final Fantasy 14 I'm familiar with, although I haven't played it in a couple of years, 5 years. It's been a while. No Man's Sky, on the other hand, yeah, not so much. They went from an explorer to an exploration game into a base builder. So there was no reason to engage with what was the overarching plot.
Yeah.
No end.
Truth be told, I did play Helldivers 2.
So did I.
And it was okay. And I had a lot of fun with it. But out of all of these, I'd rather just pass on the category. So
I could give it to Final Fantasy 14, if only because it has been good in the past and it's not going the World of Warcraft route to get that much worse. So
right.
Mind you, Yoshi P is starting to think of Yoshi P starting to look at trying to rebuild Final Fantasy 14 from the ground up. I'm not
Again?
sure that's a really good idea.
All right. I'll throw Square Enix a bone.
Somebody's got to throw Square Enix a bone. They don't have any. They seem to have run out.
Yep.
They don't even have enough bone to keep my dog happy. She hates bone, and she actually hates both bones.
Best community support.
What do we got? No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, Helldivers 2, Fortnite, Final Fantasy 14, and Baldur's Gate 3.
When you're talking about community support,
Community support.
Yeah, BG3.
The first thing that comes to my little brain is mods. Final Fantasy 14 don't do mods.
Yeah.
Helldivers 2 don't do mods. Fortnite don't even think it.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky has mods.
But
Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is more popular at this point and has been for quite some time. People still scream at me because I'm not playing Baldur's Gate 3 as an extreme long play. Why would I do that?
yeah, why? Why bother?
To be perfectly
How
honest,
did it function great out of the box?
actually, I got my box for full price at the time it entered early access. that upset me. And then when we start playing it, it plays like not Baldur's Gate. It looks quite a bit like not Baldur's Gate. And then all the other garbage. So we're gonna go with Baldur's Gate's probably got your best support. But man, I'm not no.
Yeah, you're not inclined.
I am not inclined to give it to Final Fantasy 14 because I stated up front. To me, community support means people are willing to make mods for it. And Baldur's Gate 3 has way more mods than No Man's Sky, despite having been out, having been officially out, not all that long.
All right, Baldur's Gate 3 it is. Next category. Best independent game.
Mm-hmm.
We have our familiar trio of Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Silksong. But we also have Blueprints, Ball X Pit, and Absalom.
Okay, Blueprints. Absolutely. For me, that's absolute. Blueprints is a roguelike puzzle game that will in every instance kick you in the head and make you think.
Yeah.
You also have to memorize. You also have to remember which directions you can even go on the fucking map.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have access to your map while you're trying to pick what kind of a room to put next.
Okay.
The roguelike part is, I don't know, is that you will not know before you actually go in there, before you actually walk up to a door and try and open it, what kind of rooms you can even have.
Okay, I'm sold.
So yeah, that's a thing. Don't get me wrong, we love Hornet. She is absolutely adorable. But Blueprints has the better setup. They have the better mechanics. They have a lot of, and I prefer something that's going to try and break my brain.
Yeah.
Or it can't do that. Or it can just piss me off.
So we have Blueprints as best independent game. Next category. Best debut indie game.
Same as before.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's next?
Best mobile game.
What do we got? Somebody
I'm
suggested-
going to omit myself from this conversation.
Well, I know nothing about any of these.
Well, I've played two of them. Phantom X and Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is, well, yeah, it's a Hoyo style game. Phantom X goes to a great deal of trouble to swirl around with everything else that anything can do with Persona 5. Is this the best mobile game? Or no?
Yes, this is the best mobile game.
Okay. So, okay. They actually, yeah, I'm trying to remember what the hell they did there, but there was a mobile version of this game that was Persona 5 Phantom X. Or, was that the right one? Or was it there was an Atlas game that got canned in favor of personally. Wuthering Waves pissed me off the least, but I don't know. for lack of Uma Musume. Yeah, no, I haven't played that one either, although the memes are absolutely hilarious. Honestly, I think we just hand this one over to FCAT. Okay. I don't know enough about. I know enough about a couple of them, but I don't know enough about some of. I don't know
Some of
enough
the
about the
others.
others.
Right.
I don't play. See, me, myself, and I don't play mobile games.
Yeah, I barely play mobile games myself, so
That we got it. That we have a lovely nod to the chat.
yeah.
We know you're there. We did read it.
Best VR game. We have Alien Rogue Excursion, Arcane Age, Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk.
Okay. Question. Hands up, any of you that owns the VR headset. Up.
Hand is
up.
down.
Yes.
Hands are down.
Right.
I do not.
The only one that I have been that would amuse me to even look at is Alien Rogue Incursion, and I still haven't.
Abstain?
Hold on. I have Alien Rogue Incursion on my wish list because it doesn't actually require the headset.
Okay.
It has capacity to do that. But it doesn't. But I don't have a.
A VR headset to test it.
Well, I don't need it. And that's the only one, as far as I know, there even needs one, or there
Okay.
doesn't need one. So if I was gonna vote a thing, it would probably be that one.
Okay. We'll vote for
Pretty
that
sure
one.
the rest of them require a VR headset. It's the one with the best, with the most, that we are most likely to be able to play. On top of
Yeah.
that, the core version of, actually the evolved, the evolved edition deluxe for that is $40, so it's affordable on top of everything else.
Okay. You sold me. We got Best Action Game.
Let's have it.
Battlefield 6, Tome the Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, Shinobi, The Art of Vengeance.
The only one we have enough. I was not a fan of Hades 2. Wasn't a fan of the original either. But the only other one on this list that any of us, I think, really have any experience with is Doom the Dark Ages. I know what Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi do, but I haven't played either of those games, as much as I think I would have had I had the opportunity. There.
Well, truth be told, I would rather jump on Ninja Gaiden 4 as a vote.
Have you played it?
No, but I played the other 3. And
I played the other 3, and you know what? Ninja Gaiden, I've heard that Ninja Gaiden 4 is actually substantially different, which isn't a bad thing, but I still have no experience with that title.
right.
The same is true of Shinobi: The Art of Vengeance. I can't help you there. Doom: The Dark Ages, as I said earlier, was a solid action game. In
But-
fact, probably one of the better ones, but it wasn't a Doom game.
But I will say this. If we were voting for games that we have acknowledged experience in, Doom the Dark Ages would have gotten the vote. But
Good anyway.
I think the Ninja Gaiden 4, based on some gameplay that I've seen, has the correct atmosphere for a Ninja Gaiden game. That's the main point of all of that.
The problem, of course, is the translation. It doesn't seem to have made the translation from 2D very well. It doesn't. It comes off looking more like a Street Fighter 6. It's not. I can tell you that, but certainly, sure as shit, looks like one.
Okay.
That's my problem. If you want to send over a copy of Ninja Gaiden 4, vote for it, and we'll play it, and see if you're actually right.
All right, I'm willing to take the gamble. Ninja Gaiden 4 wins Best Action Game.
For now. Because
For
you
now.
can go back and change that as long as you do it before the 10th of December.
Right.
I think.
All right, next category. Best Action Adventure. We've
Okay.
already talked about 4 out of the 5 already.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was in my opinion. But I'm going to say something here, and maybe this is a hot take. Maybe a bunch of people are going to agree with me. But action adventure can be used to it got turned into a junk drawer like many years ago. Longer ago than the overwhelming majority of the people listening to my voice at any time in the future. Now or at any time in the future. I've been breathing in and out.
Right.
Most of them,
Yeah.
most of them, I suspect, were the sperm that became them wasn't even a consideration. It was not a thought in anybody's brain. Okay, so
That said,
Structurally,
that said,
as far as actually going out on an adventure, I'd have to go with Silk Song.
I hate to say it, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle may, in fact, be a really good adventure game.
Indiana Jones and the Flat Circle of Time.
I have been told that it was that for the Indiana Jones games, it was at least it was decent. Not that all of those games have been particularly good, but it's about par with the rest of them. Is that
well, I want to throw Indiana Jones a bone here.
You're welcome to do that if you want to. I'm not the one doing the clicking.
We're going to give it to Silk Song.
Yeah, it's like the problem with the action adventure. It's like so-called genre is that structurally it's not any different from the original Doom.
Yeah, you're right.
Doom
You're right.
considered an action adventure.
Yeah, you're right.
I actually consider that an FPS these days. But Doom the Dark Ages was an action adventure game.
Yeah.
All right, next category. Best RPG. We don't talk about Avowed.
Okay, the only one we have here that actually that really counts as there are only 2 of them here that really count as RPGs, in my opinion, and that would be Expedition 33 and Outer Worlds 2. I will tell you now, I have played Outer Worlds 2. It is garbage and doesn't even deserve the pixels that the power for the pixels on screen.
All right, so Expedition 33
Yeah.
by default.
Yeah.
I know we have more.
I know we have more, but I am. Title card, please.
Next category.
Oh, there it is. All right. Next category. Best fighting game.
I'm out. I have no idea.
Okay. We have 2XKO. We have Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. And Virtual Fighter 5.
Okay, if you're going to push me on a vote, I think I've played the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I might have, maybe.
So it's these are remasters, literally, or re-releases.
I would go with Virtual Fighter 5 just because I'm okay. Just because I'm completely okay with stabbing Capcom in the face.
I did enjoy the original Virtua Fighter 5 on the Xbox 360.
I played it on PS5 or PS. Excuse me.
Yeah,
PS3.
PS4.
Yeah. No, it was
PS3.
PS3.
Well, they released it for PS4 too.
Yes, they did.
Re-released it, yeah. So
Um,
Virtua Fighter 5, the third re-release of Virtua Fighter 5.
The only two that are not re-releases is 2XKO and Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. I haven't had enough experience with 2XKO to warrant an opinion, even though I did play it.
I have no opinion of either of those.
But out of sheer principle, I would vote for City of the Wolves.
What?
Fatal Fury, sure, why not?
Fixing to say, if you want Virtual Fighter 5, all of it, it's $50. It is. And if I was going to buy one, because you can get the base version of Virtual Fighter of this edition of Virtual Fighter 5 for $20.
Yeah.
For another $30, you get all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, I'm still on the Virtual Fighter 5 train.
I mean, this is actually a good discussion to be had because we're all on different sides of this of the same conversation.
I am completely okay with stabbing Capcom in the face.
Yes.
Capcom.
All right, let's move on. Best family game. We have Donkey
that's
Kong.
right.
We have Donkey Kong, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, and Sonic Worlds Racing, and Split Fiction.
Okay, first off, screw Split Fiction. Like, completely.
Nintendo.
I'm
Okay, go ahead.
gonna go with Sonic, not because I want to stab Nintendo in the face, and believe me, I do. Actually, I'm not even gonna bother stabbing him in the face. Stab him in the back properly this time. But Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is the better game if you're gonna go between it and Mario Kart World, and I have that on good authority. I haven't played Mario Kart World, but I know someone that did, and that particular individual loved Sonic Racing Cross Worlds that so much more.
Yeah.
I had to run him off my computer. Okay. And then he was upset at me.
Yeah, I also have it on good authority that while Nintendo has a better shot at winning,
Oh no!
I
Mario Kart
am
World's gonna be your winner. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I'm going with Sonic Racing out of sheer principle.
Yeah.
Hey, you've actually seen gameplay of Sonic Cross Worlds. Hell, RGE actually bought that shit day one,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still playing it. Like months later.
All right, best strategy game. We have Final Fantasy. What?
Sim or strategy game.
Yeah, we have Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evil Ace Chronicles. We have Jurassic World Evolution 3. We have Civilization 7. We have Tempest Rising. We have The Altars, and we have 2 Point Museum.
Okay, here's the deal. I've played most of these games. Sid Meier's up to his 7th Civilization game, major Civilization game, and he ran out of ideas after the 3rd. Okay,
Yeah.
it hasn't gotten better, and it probably never will. Civ 2 was probably the best of the lot. Civilization 3 was okay. After that, not so much. It's still surviving on just star power. Two Point Museum was okay. I didn't object to it. And in fact, the devs themselves have done lots of shit I like.
Mm-hmm.
Not go, and that's fine. I kind of gave I gave the altars kind of a look see. Was not, and although it was actually quite impressive the way they managed to pull that off, and the acting range of the guy involved, it's about all it's got going for it.
Right.
Jurassic World Evolution 3 is Jurassic World Evolution with more dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just there.
It's an expansion pack.
Right.
But then again, so was Jurassic World Evolution 2. The expansion pack. Final Fantasy Tactics, on the other hand, was good when it came out on PS1, and this re-release of the PSP re-release actually was actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
It was actually nice to see it. That there is an old favorite, and I've got copies of every version they've released thus far, except that one, because that one is the PSP release, mildly updated and remade. I'm going to give it to Squeenix this time because that's kind of a thing.
They earned it. Honestly, they earned it.
They did good work. I don't know anything about Tempest Racing at all, so I have no opinion on that.
All right. So, next category. Best sports game.
Sonic. It's all
Sonic.
about Sonic.
Yeah.
We'll even do some Sonic Racing on another live stream maybe someday if you need me to prove it.
Yeah. Next on. Best multiplayer. Arc Raiders. Battlefield 6. Elden Ring Night Rain. Peak. And the game we shall not mention.
Skip! No, seriously, skip. There's, as far as I haven't played any of those games. I really haven't. And there's a reason for that.
All right, best adaptation. Out of all these, I gotta go with Splinter Cell.
I have not seen the Splinter Cell thing. But I would be inclined to give it to Splinter Cell. Except, of course, so we already know a Minecraft movie is going to get it because because it's Jack Black starring Jack Black in a pink poofy coat on Dev on Minecraft. That's it. That's all there is. That's all.
Right.
That's all. That movie was way more popular than it deserved to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
next.
Splinter Cell. Hold on, before you do that. So what was the subtitle for that?
Death Watch.
Release date.
Yeah, it's out on Netflix.
Oh, that's why I'm not saying it. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Splinter Cell was a good series of games. I haven't seen any of those products. So, all right, what do we got?
Most anticipated game. We have 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4.
If you want what I'm looking forward to, it's Resident Evil Requiem. Witcher 4 would make a big second. And after that, everything else might as well be $9.99. The only thing I'm interested in seeing is the Grand Theft Auto 6 release is just how fast it crashes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whether or not it can make its like $2 billion budget back for.
Well, I do know that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to win this.
I'm not voting.
I would-
I'm not voting for it.
I would be inclined to vote for 007 First Light.
No, pass.
It's like 007 First Light is the only one that seems like it might not be a complete disaster.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm willing to give Resident Evil Requiem a shot, if only because, well, yeah. 007. A lot of people have been looking for another GoldenEye style game, and that's not doing it for me.
But I will say this: given IO Interactive scope with Hitman, I would rather enjoy First Light than I would most of the others, and that includes Grand Theft Auto 6.
Me personally, I don't. You want to know how long it took me to even buy a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 after it was released? I've had it in my library about 3 years, and I only ever managed. The only time I played more than 10 minutes of it was for a live stream. I uninstalled it and haven't looked at it since.
All right.
Evil 6 is the money. The 007 First Light. Now that I see that it's IO Interactive that's done it, it's going to be Hitman with a Bond skin. That's it. That's what we got.
I mean, truth be told,
high on my list.
Well, it's not very high on yours. I think that First Light could potentially spark a reboot of the James Bond franchise.
Don't think so, but at the same time, I really don't think so. But at the same time, if they added the Spunk Gargle Weaving mod, that's the only thing in the page that we're gonna know. I just remember. I'm gonna put in Battlefield mode or Battlefield / COD Blops mode, and everybody's gonna be in the multiplayer all Halo style, and the story campaign is just gonna fall off and die. I'm still pulling for Resident Evil. Resident Evil know exactly what I'm getting. I'm getting single player content, and a prayer that we don't wind up with, and a prayer that they learn their lesson after they live at an age, and stop with the fucking Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah. Okay, I think you fairly convinced me. But on the other hand, though, I will be keeping an eye on First Light, and I will be doing a review on this channel.
Knock yourself out. I'll even help you if you want.
All right, going next. Content Creator of the Year, we are going to skip. Although, truth to be told, Moist Critical wasn't nominated.
I don't even know what the burnt peanut is.
Best esports game.
Best esports game. Yeah. What do we got? League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Valorant, Counter-Strike 2, and Dota 2. No, skip.
Skip. We're going to skip this category as well.
Don't care.
Don't care, don't give a crap.
Didn't care about the last one, definitely not caring about this. And the votes start on December 1st.
For Player's Voice. Notify me, please.
What was that robotic thing again? Nobody.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. All right, we will revisit the Game Awards once voting opens on for the Player's Voice.
First, round 2 is on the 4th. Let me see what we've got in terms of. Let's look at the schedule here.
Round 1 opens December 1st. Yeah.
We can vote on the 2nd. On Thursday is the 4th. We can vote that day. And
Yeah.
on the 8th, which will be Saturday, Sunday, the following Monday. So
We can vote for Tuesday.
no, we can't. 'Cause that'll be it. That they're gonna have all of. That's all they're gonna have. Is probably just the 8th. We could probably do some. We could probably do a micro stream or
All right.
a video.
Hmm.
Actually, probably a recorded video and then upload that. For
Tuesday.
the folks that for the folks that are interested, we can do it the same day, just so they have an idea of what our attitude about.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're about finished here.
Yeah, we're what, an hour and a half in now,
Yeah.
almost.
Almost.
Of which the last hour has been slowly plugging away through this shit.
Yeah.
Hot garbage.
Well, anyway.
It was hot garbage.
Well, anyway, I have been Sanji Imura. Thank you all for watching, especially for those on the replay crew. We may make an appearance on Cowboy Stream today. It all depends on what our schedule is going to be. Remember to do all the YouTubey things. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share with everybody, regardless if you know them or not. I have been Sanji Imura. Thank you for watching, and beware, the taxman cometh.
Hello, folks. This is Morgan Freeman. This concludes our broadcast today. I'm Morgan Freeman. Good night.